Okay, good morning. Good morning and welcome to the final assembly of the school year. Summer vacation is now maybe about 10 days away, something everyone in here can look forward to. Speaking of things we can be happy about and looking forward to, also very pleased, if you haven't noticed already, that Coach Klosner, he's had some very good health news recently, is now back on campus. Just in time to help inspire the the football team on the road to the state championship this week. I thought I'd begin today. The AP European exam, European history exam has already happened, but I thought there'd be some trivia I would try to see if my students have been paying attention. So in 1792, something was invented in France that was intended to be a rational and humane process, but that ended up becoming a symbol of fear and terror that thankfully none of you will ever have to experience. What am I talking about? The guillotine, correct. Now, that hasn't been used since 1977. Unfortunately for you, though, also in 1792, something else was invented in England that was also supposed to be rational and humane, but now has become a symbol of fear and terror that some of you may be about to encounter in a few days' time. What am I talking about? The written exam, first designed by a chemistry teacher, if you're looking for someone to blame, in 1792 in England. So on that topic, written exams have been going on since then, another invention you can be grateful to the English for. A few quick reminders. They will start this Friday with the math exams. They will finish next Thursday for the junior school, next Friday for the high school. Exam review sheets are on Scholar. Please also check your schedule. If you have exam conflicts you have not yet raised, please contact my office as soon as you can. Also, good luck to all of you who are taking them. Again, as I said a few weeks ago, the bad news is they're coming up soon. The good news is they will also be finished soon. A couple of other quick announcements. Also to let you know, as you hopefully saw the email from Friday of last week, there have been some more changes, some loosening up of the restrictions, especially with regard to masks. I understand we're also looking forward to getting rid of these entirely soon, and the rules have been loosened, but we do need your cooperation for just a few more days in keeping them on in classrooms, hallways, and the library. For the wellness center, please treat this as the hallways of a building. The cafe, please treat that as similar to the dining hall. I understand that's going to be frustrating for some people still, but we do have places on campus where if you are fully vaccinated, you can be without a mask indoors. And again, we're just asking for your patience for a few more days. Speaking of the dining hall, as you hopefully also saw, as of today, the dining hall lunch periods will go back to normal. That means in the high school lunch periods, you can eat at any time. In your lunch period, the dining hall will be open to everyone. There will still be entry and exit doors from the cafeteria, so there will be keep some limitations on the flow going through there at any one time, but in general that should also feel back to normal. So finally, we have asked more of you in terms of rules and restrictions this year than any prior year, and honestly, even before COVID, a lack of rules and restrictions was never something I heard an MBA student complain about. So I recognize this was not easy for you, but you have really helped us in making this year happen. I'm not sure that all of us thought at the start of this year we would get through without having to close for a single day, but you have played a major role in that, both in terms of cooperating with the mitigations, but also in a positive way by being creative about finding ways to make events and activities happen that you would normally organize and you've had to organize differently. So on behalf of the faculty, I'd like to say thank you to the entire student body for your help with that this year. And in that same vein, I'd like to thank just a few other people who've been working extremely hard in ways you might not always have been obvious or might not always have seen, but behind the scenes to keep the show on the road. I'd like to thank in particular Nurse Artisan, who especially during the winter when we were carrying out hundreds of tests a week and had over 100 people in quarantine at the peak of it, has been working long hours and being as flexible as possible with helping us make this work and has played a huge role in keeping the school open. So let's thank her, please. And then also Mr. Wolsnowicz and Ms. Susan and the entire stage staff who've had to adapt to about half a dozen different dining plans and different dining strategies and have kept us all fed throughout the year, and it's great that they're going to be able to go back pretty much to normal for this last week, so let's please thank them as well. And then finally to Mr. Schlichting and the entire maintenance crew who've also had to adjust to all kinds of new scenarios and situations and setups and change things very rapidly at short notice to be able to make things happen. So let's please also thank them for all their help this year. Okay, we now move on to a couple of presentations. We're going to start with the Envirothon team. So I think Alex, Luke, Breckenridge, and Jack Keller are going to come up and give a presentation.
So the results for the 2021 Envirothon competition are back, and NBA's 2 teams placed 2nd and 3rd in the state out of the 44 teams competing. The wildcard team of Thomas McRae, Alex Owings, Joshua Mee, Nate Holder, and Luke Keller finished 2nd, 7 points behind the winning team with a final score of 627 points.
In 3rd place, 11 points back with 623 points, was the A team of Breckenridge Canute, Luke Murad, Trip Chamberlain, Tanir Roy, and Max Bonbacher. Both teams scored 198 out of 200 on their comprehensive team presentation to a panel of judges.
The NBA B team's accomplishments were especially impressive this year, given the fact that only three of the team's members out of 5 this was their first year doing it. Luke Keller did an excellent job at studying for and carrying us through the soils test, while Nate Holder destroyed forestry. Meanwhile, I took on aquatics and water management, while Joshua Mee took on wildlife, and especially excelled in the Latin species name section. Finally, our team's only senior, Thomas McRae, provided an invaluable experience and knowledge to all fields, notably wildlife, while also helping to lead our oral presentation to getting 198 points out of 200 on that.
So, on behalf of the Envirothon team, I'd like to present this first place plaque to Dr. Boyd and the school.
Okay, thank you. We now have some more students to celebrate. Mr. Paoliki is going to come up here and announce the language awards.
Good morning. Learning a language is tough. I know. English is not my forte. But when you learn a language, you're expected to interpret and produce unfamiliar sounds, letters, words, and suffer through the humility of somebody laughing at you because you may have said something incorrectly. To learn a language means to be resilient, to be self-motivated, to be engaged, and these are attributes that are tough during any year. Not to mention during a year like this one in which we had a lot of additional challenges we had to face. It is therefore why I'm very pleased with the results for this year on the national exams, because even though the exams did not change, the situations in which our students took them did, and so I'm really pleased with the performances for this year. So without further ado, I'm going to start with Latin, and the first slide you'll see on the screen are the results for the different levels of Latin. And on the next slide, if you see your name, please stand so you can be recognized. Let's give these Latin scholars a round of applause, please. The National French exam is the next slide. You'll see the scores for this year's exam. And when you see your name, please stand for the respective levels for French 1 and French 2. Congratulations to William Perry for being first in the state. The next slide is for French 3 and French 4. Please stand. Next is German, who had a really strong year in all levels. And these are the finalists, or these are students who placed for German 1. Please stand. Congratulations to Jack Forbes. For German 2, German 3, and German 4. As you can see, our German scholars swept the state in all levels. Next is Spanish. We had another strong year this year. There were no state rankings, so we only have the national percentiles, but as you can see, as you will see, they're quite strong. Here are the results for Spanish 1. The second slide for Spanish 1. Spanish 2. Spanish 3 and Spanish 4. A special thanks to all the language teachers for a wonderful year and for your help, and to the students for being so resilient. Thank you very much, and Forza Azzurri.
Good morning. We've got a few sports-related announcements and a couple other things. We'll be done shortly. This weekend, our shotgun team competed in the Tennessee Junior Olympic International Style State Championships. They took third place, and our top 3 shooters were Clay Cruz, Trip Chamblin, and Alex Dean. This weekend up in Philadelphia on the Schuylkill River, our crew team competed against some of the top teams in the country. Our freshman boat finished number 7 in the country, and our lightweight 8 won a silver medal, which I think was the first time we'd ever medaled in this particular race, and they're going back up there in another couple of weeks to compete again against some of the top and toughest teams in the country. This weekend, Ultimate Frisbee competed in the state tournament and finished as state runners-up. Overall, the team went 6-1 this year, only losing in the championship. The team MVPs were seniors Ben Harris, Bennett McCurdy, Charlie Hansen, Dustin Lee, Jake Steigelfest, Matthew Milam, and Max Bodenbacher. And I want to congratulate Coach Hannon and all the boys on a great year with Ultimate Frisbee. In track, for the first time since 2012, our track and field team won the region championships. Several of our boys qualified for the state championships coming up. I want to congratulate Coach Pippin and all of the other track coaches on their hard work. We've got an announcement about track coming up in just a couple of minutes. Saturday, down in Nolensville High School, our lacrosse team won the state championship against Christian Brothers. It was a great game. We jumped out in the lead. Christian Brothers kept coming back. Our guys kept finding their second breath and were able to keep the lead and extend it. And I want to congratulate them on a great game. I really want to congratulate you boys for being there. There was a tremendous turnout, and you could tell that it made a difference in the way our guys played. We've got a few presentations. We're going to start with soccer. I think, Eli, are you around? You're going to come up and make a presentation?
So as Dr. Boyd mentioned, the soccer team takes its first steps towards the state championship this weekend, Saturday at 6 at St. Cecilia. We're playing Macaulay, and they've tried to take our home field advantage away from us by requesting that we play somewhere other than NBA. But what Macaulay doesn't know is home field advantage is where y'all are. So I'm up here asking y'all to come out, show out, be loud, be rowdy. Please cheer for us, not against Macaulay, but be there and be loud. Saturday at 6 at St. Cecilia. Thank y'all. Roll Red.
to just echo a little bit about what he said. Our opponent in this game objected to playing on our field because they felt that it wasn't long enough, and under the regulations they had the right to object. Doing so is a little different than having the right to. I don't think it was the best demonstration of sportsmanship. I hope that you guys will all show up Saturday night. Don't cheer against Macaulay, but cheer real loud for our guys, okay? They need a home field advantage that was taken away from them. And I'm counting on you guys being there and giving them what they need to get through this quarterfinal game. I'd like to call on Sam and Takis, if you guys are around, or maybe some others, to come up for an announcement about track.
Last week, the varsity track team competed in the regional meet. Ms. Pippin and the coaching staff said that they could not be more proud of the way we competed. Posting lifetime bests in nearly every event over the first 2 days, we set ourselves up for a great night on Friday night. Under the lights on Friday night, our 4x8 team got us started with a huge win, followed immediately by Sam Banks to my right, winning the 110-meter high hurdles. The track team continued its great week by winning both the 400-meter and the 4x4 relay. The final score was NBA with 171 points to Brentwood Academy coming in second with 145 points, and everybody else was far below that. Qualifying for the state meet the following Wednesday at Rockville High School are Sam Banks in the shot put, long jump, triple jump, and 110 high hurdles. Also in the hurdles is Sam Nissen. All 4 relays will also race at state. Those teams are made up of Jackson Talent, John Powers, Frank Bass, Oliver Pilkington, myself, Nas Cook, Tommy Carson, Connor Stinson, Alan Young, Sam Nissen, Matthew Hyde, and Bodie Seggers. Also in the triple jump, William Goo will be competing, and in the high jump, Nas Cook and Matthew Hyde both qualified for state. Connor Stinson won the pole vault in the region, and he will be competing at state as well. And William Holloman will run the 3,200 meters and the 1,600 meters in state. Bodie and myself also qualified in the 400 meter in state, and Samuel Trumbull qualified for the 800.
This Thursday and Friday is the state decathlon that Takis, Connor, and I are competing in. And now on behalf of the track team, I'd like to present this to Mr. Tipp and the school.
It's a really great showing by our track and field folks, and I'm really proud of them, and hopefully some of you can turn out for that state championship event. Let's see, last we've got an announcement by some guys off the lacrosse team. I think Ramsey, Stokes, Max, and Luke maybe. Y'all come on up.
On Saturday, the Big Red lacrosse team traveled to Nolensville High School to compete in the TSLA state championship against Christian Brothers. Winning by a score of 17-12, we defended our 2019 state title, completing the quest of back-to-back state championships. Thank you to the barn and all the faculty for coming out and supporting. On behalf of the lacrosse team, we'd like to present these state championship trophies to Mr. Tipps and the school.
Okay, quick update on Mr. Joya. He is at home, was home last week, and is feeling pretty good. He's continuing to get some testing on his blood counts. If he can get his white cell counts up to where he begins to have a better immune system, then I know he would love to get here and plans to sometime in the next couple of weeks if that's at all possible. I I know that he misses being here, and I can also tell you he appreciates all of your thoughts and all of your prayers, guys. It means a lot to him and to his family, so thank you. This is, as Dr. Boyd said, our last assembly. I just want to tell you how proud I am on behalf of all the faculty. This year, if history is any indication, will likely not be repeated in your lifetimes. I certainly hope not. This was an incredibly difficult year, particularly you guys who are seniors. To have to go through this, your senior year is just tough. I don't know any other way to put it. But you've really handled it well. You've handled it with discipline. You guys have had a lot of guts. You've gone through a lot of stuff that's just hard to go through, and you've handled it with tremendous attitudes. And I just want to let you know how proud we all are of you for getting through what will be a very unique year in your lives, I firmly believe. Finish it strong. You got a couple of weeks left. Finish it strong for yourself. Finish it strong for Mr. Joya. I know that he would appreciate if you guys give everything you've got. Try to live your life without regrets. It's something we talk about in my class all the time. Don't look back and wonder, what if? What if I had tried a little harder? What if I'd have put a little more effort in here? What if I had made this decision instead of a different decision? Give everything you've got. You'll never look back and feel bad about working hard. So have a great rest of the day and a great week. We're dismissed. Thank you.